Well, now to another startup that has been busy fundraising, and Sydney asset modelling venture Trendspek has raised $6.3 million in a Series A led by Taronga Ventures. The company's software creates 3D digital models of real assets for sectors such as property, energy and infrastructure, so that they can monitor their condition and identify any issues before they become a rather large bill and even bigger problem. Well, co-founder Derek Feebrey joins me now in the studio to share what's next for Trendspek. Derek, great to have you in.
Thanks for having me.
Congrats on the raise. You've been one of these quiet achievers here in sort of Sydney tech. Tell us a little bit about Trendspek, how the idea came about. And you're not a digital twin business per se. It's a very different focus that you bring to the table.
It is. So Trendspek, originally, we sit under that digital twin umbrella, but a digital twin means something different to every person. What we specialise in is predominantly for asset owners, operators and engineers to be able to do a complete assessment on the structure's condition, generate that 3D interactive report, all digitally without having to send somebody on ropes or cherry picker. So we have a very specific outcome that we aim to deliver.
And this is the extraordinary thing. I've been lucky enough to see this in action and sort of the incredible detail, because it goes down to 1 millimetre in terms of being able to observe, you know, massive buildings. It could be a silo, it could be a bridge, it could be a really high building. That thing you explained before, normally it was a manual inspection where everyone literally was dangling on a piece of rope to check for problems.
Exactly, and that's still the status quo for most asset owners. So by dangling on a rope, naturally the output that an owner is going to expect is mostly a written report, and predominantly from what the actual assessor's seen and picked up and actually made note of. So where we've made the big leap is we can model the entire structure down to the millimetre, as you said. So, you know, we're talking the thickness of paint flaking and hairline cracks. We can pick up all of that digitally and allow, say, an engineer or a property surveyor to be able to do that assessment online from the comfort of their home, whether it's in the middle of the day, whether it's in the middle of the night, whether they're a subject matter expert overseas even.
So I understand that alongside Taronga, the IAG, the insurers, its VC firm, Firemark, has also got involved. Tell us about the raise. 6 mils, not to be sneezed at.
No, and especially in this market, we have the ability that we had really good follow-on from existing investors as well. And then bringing on Taronga and IAG were two investors that really were a good fit for us, because we were looking for that partner. So Taronga and Trendspek are very much aligned in the future of, especially around commercial industrial property and how we impact not only risk management and asset optimization, but especially around things like improving ESG initiatives. And then the same with IAG. Trendspek predominantly is a risk management tool. It allows owners to better understand their assets, identify, prioritise and mitigate risks in the most efficient manner.
Yeah, I can absolutely understand for IAG. They don't want to be writing the check because the thing's fallen down.
Exactly.
They're happy you guys are going to pick it up first. Tell us, what have you learned out of this build over, what is it now, 4 years, 5 years?
4 years. So if we go back to our original business, was actually drone services. So we've been in this industry for nearly a decade now. But what we found, while some early adopters were starting to make use of technology such as drones, where it all fell apart was making use of all that data. So there's no smarts in a photo except what you can see. So it was the missing component of being able to make use of all that information. And when it didn't exist on the market, we were left in the position to either wait for it or go ahead and build it. And because we had strong, really close clients, all our clients are more partners, because we're all trying to achieve an objective for them. So that's why we went down that avenue and built it. And even to this day, it's all client-led, all built for the owner or the operator or the engineer to be able to actually deliver an outcome.
So tell us a little bit about those client partners, because when you've got companies like CBRE and PGIM Real Estate involved, it sounds like you have a pretty impressive client list.
Yeah, and not only a client list, but as I mentioned, they're like partners. So they actively get involved. We go through the challenges and the risks they face, because even from an engineering perspective, what we've found globally, when you mix aging infrastructure with significant weather events that are becoming more and more common, the cost of upkeep is driven higher, as well as that global skill shortage of being able to do these inspections. They're all crying out for a way to actually be able to do this more effectively, more efficiently. And so they've always been very collaborative with us in helping them deliver those different outcomes. So they're almost part of the family with us.
So this software platform you described earlier, I think it's called Precision Asset Intelligence. Is it PAI or PI or
Yep.
Or PAIA? But tell us a little bit about the opportunities for you there, because that whole digital twin market itself, I think, is worth more than 70 billion US, so more than 100 billion Australian.
And it's climbing quickly. And precision asset intelligence is a category we sit in, and we lead globally. What it is actually separating it away from that digital twin, which most assume as being like design modelling or IoT sensors, where we've got our very specific outcomes. So PAI was essentially three components. It's the rapid asset capture, because what took weeks now takes hours. The modelling component, but engineering grade, where you can see hairline cracks and see everything that you probably wouldn't even see with your own eyes if you were dangling off the side of a building. And the third component is that interactive reporting. So we have partners, as you mentioned, like CBRE do a lot of their overlays with, property condition assessments, CapEx plans. Everything can be done now in a 3D environment instead of the status quo, which is, here you go, here's your written PDF report that gets shoved around through emails and things like that.
And I would imagine somewhere down the track, AI is going to play an increasing role in being able to identify any problems. Can you kind of share a couple of moments, if you're not giving too much away, where it's like, oh my gosh, we didn't know that was there, and I'm so glad we've spotted it?
Yeah, so AI will be the next big component, and it'll probably take some time, especially around defect detection. But we have some amazing stories where we've had subject matter experts in Melbourne, in Australia, doing full condition audits on concrete tanks in the UK and picking up some significant issues where they didn't even know that it existed.
So there's this global thing now going on in terms of what Trendspek can bring to the table and expertise to solve these problems.
Exactly. And we talked about, you mentioned PGIM, like a classic example is a property in Brisbane CBD where asset owners based in Sydney, the assessment was done by somebody in Melbourne, the finance or remediation was sent to New York for approval. So we have all of these asset stakeholders being able to leverage that information as if they were there themselves, but spread all over the world.
Terrible news for Qantas shareholders, but I imagine the company itself would be delighted with that. So in terms of runway, the 6 mil, where does this take you to, and what are your next plans?
So it's really to firstly accelerate our development, because our list with our partners grows faster than and we can develop it.
Yep.
So it's really to accelerate that. And we've got really strong organic growth through Europe and the US. So it's really being able to leverage that and take full advantage of that.
And I do want to ask, it must be for remote areas too, a godsend, because having to send a team to somewhere where the conditions are harsh and it's a long way away would be tough. Have you got many clients on that front, or is that one area you're going to be targeting?
Remote's one of them. Even the diversity of, some owners have portfolios not only nationally but globally, where they would send people out to each site. You can imagine the amount of travel. If I had 100 buildings, for example, and I'm sending 2 engineers per building, it takes them 2 or 3 days. We're talking hundreds of days.
That's a year's worth of work already.
More.
Yeah.
So you can't keep up.
Yeah.
Where now they can do 5 or 6 a day because they just jump one from one all online. So it's the ability for all different types of asset stakeholders to be able to virtually go to site.
And in terms of staffing, it sounds like you're on this massive growth spurt. Are you looking for people at the moment? And are there any pain points in terms of talent?
There's always pain points when you're in this growth phase, and we're always looking for talent, so the door's always open.
What's on the list in terms of staffing?
Definitely our sales and marketing team are growing. We have our development team growing. I don't think there's a part of Trendspek not growing.
And did you expect when you started out in the drone space that it would end up going down this path, or it was that case of you're one of those founders who found another problem they needed to solve along the way and that one overtook the original idea?
Yeah, so in terms of one of the three founders, we all came from an aviation background as airline pilots. So I think naturally we spent a career in looking forward, solving the challenge, solving the next challenge, solving the next challenge. So when we actually went into it, it was very much owners present us the problem and the challenges they were facing. So we were left to solve that one, and then we solve the next one and solve the next one. So it's kind of organically grown to a point where, you know, it was beyond our immediate geography, and we knew that if owners around Australia were having that problem, owners around the world are having that problem. So it's kind of taken its life form, and we've just gone with it.
What an amazing local, now global company, Derek.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us.
No,
from
thank you,
Trendspek.
Simon.